All right, what's going on, everybody? Good morning. Today is a Q&A day, so you have the opportunity to ask any questions to help you get that assignment done, or if you got anything for the actual unit, anything at all, we could talk about. What's going on, Connor? I'm expecting Kaylin to pop in at any moment as well, and anybody else who's here. So it looks like we got a couple people watching, but hey, Kaylin, we got a few lurkers, it seems. All right, having said that, if you guys have any questions at all, now's the time. While I wait for that, I will just review the schedule like we start every class. So tomorrow is 8. Friday will be 8. Okay, now, if I remember right, we're just about finished the unit, right? So if I go back and I check what the assignment was that I posted, this was, we're finished the unit. So I put the last total assignment, number of questions, and we started a couple yesterday together. So this is a list of 10 questions. We started 9 and 10 together yesterday. Let's see if I can pull this up. I designated the due date as, where are you? I thought I had it here a second ago, classwork. I said it was due tomorrow. Okay. So we'll make it due Thursday. I put it up June 1st. So you've had a couple days. Sorry, I'm just more jogging my memory than anybody else's because with the 2 classes and everything else going on in life, it's, got to keep all that straight. So this is due tomorrow. You have today to ask any questions, and you'll have tomorrow's class to ask any questions. Friday, since the unit is done, I got to come up with something for us to start talking. What we can do for Friday, potentially, I'm thinking like a day of amnesty for all the old assignments. So if you guys want to get them in on Friday, if you've missed anything, I will designate potentially. I'm not saying this is what we're doing, okay? I'm kicking this idea for the first time out loud with you that we could use Friday as a Q&A for anything, any unit, past, whatever. And if you have some missing assignments, it might be a good idea to get on them. So spread the word about Friday potentially being something like that. I'll know more tomorrow, and I'll make an official announcement what Friday is going to be tomorrow during Thursday's lesson. All right, so you got a Q&A today, you got a Q&A tomorrow, and it's due tomorrow after that Q&A. So, Kaylin, that's a very good question. Are there any finals this year? As of right now, I'm going to say I do not believe that there is a final for this class. I've just going over my emails and stuff from, the administration and, how to set up the grade book and all that. I had to make some adjustments. There is, as far as I know, no provision for the final in the grade book. So, at least for quarter. Yeah, Yeah, there's no final as far as I know. That may change. I highly doubt it, but I'm being told, unless I'm completely misinterpreting it, there is no final. Now, I could be a huge moron, and I could be getting this wrong. So let me, it's a really good question. What I want to do is I have a online resource for the other science department teachers, and let's see if there's any mention in this thing. Wow. Okay. Nothing. And I'm, I'm such an idiot. Like I said, I'm such a moron. You know how we have Google Classroom? Well, we use Google Classroom for our classes. Well, the science actually set up a Google Classroom for the department as well. So all the teachers have logged in, and it's a place where we can share ideas and contact each other. And I just realized that I made a live stream announcement on May 27th to the department, and this is the first time I've logged in. Such an idiot. And there's other teachers that are logging in going, oh, thanks for sharing. Yeah, I don't know if anyone actually watched it, but I got to go back and watch that live stream on May 27th, see if I said anything inappropriate. Man, I'm such an idiot. All right, so let's go back to the chat here. Okay, so Kaylin, I hope that answered your question. As of right now, there is nothing in the works for at least me to give you a final. You might want to check with the other teachers and see how that's going as well. There may be a difference depending on department. I don't want to speak for all the departments, but at least right now, I don't have any plans for a final. If there will be a final, it'll be real similar to the one I would have given you in class anyway, and I'd probably just adjust the one that's the paper one for online resources. I think you get the idea. All right, so are we good? Any questions? If not, I will go away and give you the opportunity to continue working on this assignment. Let's see. Let me see if anyone's turned it in. Yeah, a couple people turned it in. Let's see who's done that. Connor, you turned it in? A couple other people. So, Connor, you should be happy with your answers based on having it turned in already. Kaylin, you still got time. It's not like you got to really worry about it. You got until tomorrow. So, it is what it is. All right, if you guys got no questions, Connor, even though you turned it in, I appreciate you logging in and saying hi at 8:02 this morning. So, with that in mind, I'm going to go away. No one else is here. No one seems to be asking any questions. So I'm going to put my little screen back up, and then I'm going to go back and delete that thing from May 27th just because I feel like an idiot. And look at that. I even put an attendance. Man, I'm such a dummy. Ooh, that's bad. Okay. All right, I'm going away now. I'll talk to you guys later. Cool. I don't have any questions. Any thanks? No problem. Okay, cool. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow, 8 a.m., and it'll probably be real similar to this, being that you two are the only ones. Oh, Kaylin, you want to do number 7? That just popped up. I will get you rolling on number 7. I don't want to actually do it for you, but I think this is more than fair. Number 7 is calculate the specific heat. Okay, so let's go to the whiteboard. All right, so I got the whiteboard right there. All right, so let's turn off the calculator. We don't need that right away. All right, we could probably stick with this. Now, number 7 is you're calculating the specific heat, right? So when you calculate the specific heat, you're solving for C, which means you should have a Q, you should have an M, and a delta T somewhere in the question. Whether it comes right out and tells you what they are or not, it should be available. So it says calculate specific heat from the following data. Right, okay. So let's see if we got a Q. Temperature of the piece of glass with a mass, all right, first thing given is a mass, and it's 78.6 grams. And it increases temperature by 37 degrees. Make sure when you do this, put in your denominator, but have that in parentheses. Otherwise, your order of operations might be a little off, and you're going to get the wrong answer. Okay, and this just will ensure that your math comes out right. So looking at the rest of the question, it says 1.616 kilojoules. All right, now this should be in joules, the Q. So what you need to do is first do some work here and convert that to joules. And once you get your answer there, you're really just multiplying it, right? You may have even seen that ahead of time, and you don't. Some people don't even write this down because they see that relationship and they just realize, oh, kilojoules is, multiply it by 1,000. You put the answer in here, and now you do your math, and you'll get C. Now, what you want to be careful is there's sig figs involved, of course, right? You're going to want 2 sig figs. Okay? Now, I'm not going to give you the answer. That's going to be up to you, but I got you all the way right up to that point where you have to get the answer and then, round it to sig figs. So that's the general setup. Make sure you use this formula, convert the values to be the appropriate unit, and then you do the division, round it to sig figs. You're done. That's that. All right, so I hope that makes sense, and that should be that's a relatively shorter question based on some of the other ones that you got to do. Like the next one might be a pain. But the next one I think is the bucket question, isn't it? Yeah, it's the bucket question. We did that probably 5 or 6 times together. Notice the point values of these. It's the longer questions tend to have more value on them because there's more work to do. I hope that makes sense. But that means there's also more partial credit. So if you get one mistake on that number 8, you're going to only lose 1 point, maybe 2 points, versus another question like number 3. One mistake is 1 point out of 6 versus the bucket question is 1 point out of 16. So that's why I add those long, difficult questions. You get more points, more partial credit. It goes further for you guys. All right, with that, if there's any other questions, I'm going to give it a last call. So, Connor, you say you have no questions. So you're just hanging out today. I appreciate that. Kaylin, last call if you got anything else. And, of course, if there's anybody else out there for whatever reason, you're just watching, you're not asking, that's on you. I'm giving you the chance. But this is the last big assignment for this unit and potentially the year. Basically, this next bit of material we go over won't be so hardcore. Okay, I'm thinking we might do some cool stuff with organic chemistry. And long story short, in college, organic chemistry is the second year, at least at my school. So you take your first year, semesters 1 and 2. You take your basic chem or your Chem 101 and Chem 102, whatevs. Your second year, if you're doing anything in chemistry, biology, physics, whatever, hardcore science, you got to take Orgo or organic chemistry. And that was, I kind of geeked out that year. I really dove in and I truly had a lot of, it's interesting. It's an interesting topic. So we might do that and kind of, for the last few days, kind of apply that to like pharmaceuticals maybe. I don't know. We could do anything. So we got some freedom for the last week or so. So with that in mind, I'm going to go away, and I will see you tomorrow with another opportunity for Q&A, and same deal on Friday, potentially. We'll see what happens on Friday. But I'll make my final announcement about Friday tomorrow. Cool? All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. if you so choose, and otherwise, if not, see you Friday. Have a good one. right, what's up, guys? Good morning. I was just looking at the assignment that you have due today, and it looks like most of you are already turned it in. Now, it's only one question, so there's really no excuse. It is due at noon, so you have a few hours left today at this point, but we're going to use today as an opportunity to give a Q&A if you need some direction for the question, whatever. Okay, today's the day to ask those types of questions. Now, for the schedule, I'll do that while I wait to see who's going to check in and say hi and if there's any questions here at all. So, what's going on, pal? You're not late today. It's good to see you on time. The schedule for this week, we have Q&A today. Tomorrow, we're going to focus on one question. It's going to take some doing. It's a fairly long and detailed question, so we're going to spend tomorrow's class at 9 doing that question. Friday will be a review of that question and anything else you want to talk about. We'll revisit that question and so on. And you'll be getting an assignment tomorrow, Friday. All right, so Q&A today. Tomorrow, new question. Friday, Q&A and review. Friday, you'll have an assignment posted that'll be due over the long weekend. I'll give you not the long weekend, over the weekend. I'll give you several days to do that because that is the last assignment for the unit, and we'll go from there. So my beautiful wife is checking in, and she's saying, have a good day, everybody. She is so much nicer than I am. I just say, hey, you have homework. She actually says hi and cares about you guys. She's never even met you. So anyway, having said that, are there any questions regarding this one question that we put up on the Google Classroom yesterday? And moving forward, the schedule for the remainder of this week and into next week, we have, let's take a look at the school calendar just so I can count up the remaining days. I got to bookmark this thing. I constantly refer to these things, and I don't have them bookmarked. So, what's today's date? The 3rd? Today's Wednesday? Today's Wednesday. I don't know why I looked at myself. Let's see. June 3rd. Okay, so we got this week. Your final assignment, let's make that due middle of next week, maybe. I'll give you several days. And that gives us the end of next week and the beginning of the week after, and then school's over. School's going to be done. We could say goodbye to this school year, and we can go away and then hopefully come back in September and just be like, wow, that was a crazy semester, wasn't it? Let's get back to normal. So, grand total we have. Grand total, how many days? My wife is chiming in. I call her the human calendar because she knows everything about all the scheduling and everything. So we got today, tomorrow and Friday is 2 days. 5 days next week, that's 7. And then we have another handful of days the week after. So it's about 10 days, give or take. I'm not sure when the last day is that we are required to be doing this, but by the middle of next week, we will be finished with the last unit. And I might have to come up with some fairly entertaining, innocuous assignments to get us through the last few days. I'm not sure what the expectation is above me, but we will work with whatever expectation there is. All right? So having said that, it looks like, Powell, it's just me and you and my wife. And do you guys have any questions regarding this? If not, I'm going to take off and go about my business. I just heard the dog barking, so I got to go tend to her. Hey, Matt, what's up? Pal, that's a very good question. As of right now, there is no plan for a final. Now, that may change, okay? But as of this very moment, right now, there's no provision in the grade book for a final exam. But to be honest with you, this last assessment that we have coming up for this unit is basically a final because you need stuff from every unit in order to do this question successfully, or these types of questions, rather. So there might not be a final exam, but you being successful in this last unit is essentially the same thing anyway. Looking back in the past, the final exam that we traditionally would have used in class is probably 50 to 60% stoichiometry. It's just the way it's been. It's the way it will be for a while. So the stoichiometry is like the be-all, end-all of this unit, end of the course, to be honest with you. So if you can successfully wrap your head around the most difficult stoichiometry questions, which you will see tomorrow, and work your way through those questions, you're good. And yeah, I have no problem with considering that, at least between me and you guys, informally proof that you've succeeded in this course. Does that make sense? Like, I'll know you're doing okay. Basically, leading into this unit, if we were in the classroom, based on your faces that you make when I talk and the questions you ask and who doesn't turn in the homework and the grades leading up to this unit, I can decide almost with 100% accuracy who's going to get an A on the final and who won't. So the final is really just a formality, if that makes sense. I think you get what I'm saying here, because all the evidence I need to give you guys the proper grades comes before the final, and the final is just that one last thing that we just have been doing since, the dawn of time in school. So that's that. I think you get what I'm trying to say. The final is a formality. In the end, we all know who succeeded in this class and who didn't, and grades reflect that regardless. Okay? So whether or not we have a final, you'll be okay. Are we good? Anyone have a question regarding anything else? Because at this point, I'm stalling, and I don't see any questions regarding the assignment. And being that most of you have already turned it in, thank God, we can just leave it at that. So I got Matt and Powell here. You guys, give me a yes or a no if you have any questions. If you guys both say no, I'm out of here. This was a very short class, if that's the case. It's a Q&A breather day. I bet you some teachers don't even do much of anything on Wednesdays anyway. Is that true? Is my assumption right? So I'm waiting to hear if you guys have any questions, and I need an answer to that question of, do other teachers do stuff like this on Wednesday, or do they just call Wednesday, see you Thursday? All right, so Pal, you're good. Waiting on Matt. And also some feedback on what generally your other teachers are doing on Wednesdays. Because if we got to do this online thing again next year, or for whatever reason, then I would like to have some sort of idea of what the other teachers are doing, and that would give me a stronger case. They don't assign work on Wednesdays. That's it? Do they still do like a video or anything like that? Do they still meet with you guys? My other teachers don't do anything on Wednesdays. Matt, I love your bluntness. You're the man. Okay, fair enough. Cool. So not only was school cut down from not having to go anywhere to you guys can do school whenever you want that day, to classes go from 76 minutes to however long we decide, to school only 4 days a week. Oh, jeez. Why are the classes? Okay. All right, fair enough. I'm just checking in. If you guys have any questions, I'm here for you. This just goes to show, this is what I've been suspecting this whole time. I care more about my students than any other teacher in that building, because who else would have thousands of dollars worth of equipment to actually do live streams and Q&A with their students on a day they're not even required to? This guy. That's who. I'm the only one. Well, with that in mind, I think I just went a little crazy. It was good talking to you guys. I'm going to take off because there doesn't appear to be any questions, and school isn't really ever happening on Wednesdays anyway. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll do 8 and 9. 8 for my non-honors, 9 for you guys. Have a calculator and something to write with ready, because the question we're doing tomorrow is a big one, okay? And it's long. It's just detailed. I'll put it that way. But it's all stoichiometry based. All right. So with that, I will see you guys tomorrow at 9 and again on Friday. But Friday will probably be more of a review, and then I'll introduce the assignment. Love you too, Matt. Love you too. All right, guys. Take it easy. I'll see you tomorrow.